What's going on, my people? How we doing out there? My YouTube audience and everybody out there under the sun. It's your boy Moose coming out from the cave again to come to deliver some of the best news and best things that's happening in this fine, cool, beautiful world that we live in. All right. So yeah, this is part 2 of my video of waking up America and basically things that we need to understand about this war that's happening right now. Okay. So I'm not going to hold y'all. I did part 1 of the video. I dropped out. Make sure you guys watch that. This is part 2 of the video to conclude that. All right. So we're going to just jump right into it and finish this right up. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section and everything down below. All right. So let's just jump right into it. All right. Bet.
I got myself into a situation where I was about to get sex trafficked. It was a close one. He was Arabian. He flew me to Miami and he said I was going to be there for 2 weeks. We were in a $30 million house and I ended up being there for a month and I had to escape. Okay.
The Bahamas is in the middle of what appears to be an international human smuggling operation believed to be linked to the sale of human organs.
When there was a priority for drugs, now the biggest business is human trafficking, selling organs. Let's get real now.
In the Bahamas?
Oh, yes.
Human trafficking and selling organs in the Bahamas?
In the Bahamas.
And we were meeting so many girls, and girls from Love and Hip Hop was coming in the house and celebrities was there and all of this stuff. But it started to get real weird. You know, it was a lot of drugs. And like, I don't do hard drugs like that. Like I was smoking weed, you know, and they were doing hard drugs and stuff. And it was just like, it was getting like my gut was telling me something bad is about to happen. But he was trying to like distract us with buying this stuff. We was going shopping and doing all these things. And for some reason, I felt like, where am I about to be tomorrow? And why are we still here? So then he says, well, we're going to go to Cuba.
It's important to note that Cuba is an island country in the Caribbean. The Caribbean is a place where it's not hard to wind up missing.
So the girls start talking in the house and they're like, girl, I got to get back home. And he said that I can't leave. And I'm like, well, what is he going to do with us? Then, you know, we went to some celebrities' house and we ended up at P. Diddy's house. And I just started hearing conversations and I just got sex trafficking from it. Because, you know, I heard the prince saying something like, oh, you can have whoever you want. Like he was like selling us, you know? So I'm like, is this sex trafficking? Like, what the?
A raid carried out by dozens of Homeland Security agents at Sean Diddy Combs' home in Holmby Hills Monday, raising questions. His mansion at the center of a federal sex trafficking investigation led out by the HSI Southern District of New York, according to law enforcement.
The big question is, where is P. Diddy tonight? Well, TMZ is reporting they've just tracked his private jet to Antigua in the Caribbean.
Photos obtained by ABC News capturing Combs' Love Airjet in Antigua.
Similar to how Epstein turned Little St. James into his own perverted playground, Diddy would take women to the Caribbean on yachts where there was alleged illicit activity. And one of Diddy's close business partners, billionaire Ron Burkle, was also found in Epstein's black book of contacts. Burkle, the man whose converted Boeing 757 was nicknamed Ron Air by Bill Clinton and called Air Bleep One by others, has a history of socializing with unsavory characters. And like Epstein,
Ron Burkle is obsessed with the quest for genetic immortality. In this 2022 article by the Regenerative Medicine Foundation, we see that P. Diddy's mentor, friend, and business associate, Ron Burkle, was on the board of the Hevolution Foundation, founded by the Saudi royal family, dedicated to researching cutting-edge treatments that enhance longevity and reverse aging.
You girls have a kind of a monopoly on this genetic perfection. And we want some of that.
You know, I came up on this prince, and he was Arabian.
Take me in your loving arms and hold me.
Henrietta's cell line was immortal.
And I will fall in love.
Colorblind to red.
And we want some of that.
Linked to the sale of human organs.
Immortality.
I bid $500.
S&M by Rihanna.
$60,000 for the egg.
The show's name is Pauline.
If you have abortion, that's very valuable. Umbilical cord, and placenta.
About an 18-year-old impregnated by Satan.
So rich with stem cells.
You see, in this quest for immortality, Peter Nygard was not the only billionaire using the various islands of the Caribbean as his own personal sex, stem cell, and organ harvesting playground. All of his accomplices and billionaire co-conspirators are still on the loose.
Peter, look what I flew in just for our birthday.
This is Daniel Fitzgerald. He's a real estate developer in California and a longtime friend of Peter Nygard's.
We're talking about Instagram.
3 women are now suing Fitzgerald in a California court, alleging he sexually assaulted them at Nygard's direction. The lawsuit was filed in November 2020. It says Fitzgerald was a frequent guest at Nygard's Marina Del Rey home and attended his pamper parties. Fitzgerald's accusers are only known as Jane Doe number 1, 2, and 3 in court filings. The lawsuit says between 2008 and 2018, Nygard frequently traveled to his California home, and that just about every day he was in town, Fitzgerald would come by for dinner, poker, and sex. In exchange for sex acts, Fitzgerald would always bring a female with him to offer to Nygard.
This is Nygard Pamper Day.
This is one of 5 Instagram videos mentioned in the lawsuit. The court filings say Fitzgerald used his association with Nygard and the pamper parties to promote himself and his business on social media. Fitzgerald hasn't filed a response to the lawsuit, and his lawyer had no comment. None of the allegations have been proven in court. This is the latest lawsuit to be filed against Nygard's Inner Circle, alleging they assisted or enabled the fashion designer and his company.
See, it's very similar to Epstein in the way that they would move around and manipulate women and then, get them to the island. Very similar, man. All these billionaires be moving. It's very strange.
In a so-called sex trafficking venture.
We haven't really had that many parties here. If you look at 4 homes in a row over 3 years, the neighbors have called the police 96 times. Okay, that's the record. Only 2 times we've had a ticket. One was for a lion, because the guy had a lion in a cage. Well, I didn't know it was illegal, but I sure thought it was cool. This was a recording studio here, so now it's kind of like a bedroom, but it's set up as a recording studio. This is designed just to deaden music. It's very special. Sean Kingston has these made for all his studios, so this was left here. Sean Kingston was living next door. Sean had 1 party in a year. 1 party. I went to the party. Oh my God, it was heaven. Okay, I love black girls. So imagine Sean Kingston and all his beautiful girls, and I go to the party with my dad. It was my dad's birthday on the party.
Sean Kingston's in jail, I'm pretty sure right now. Him and his mom for like fraud or something like that. Yeah. So that caught up to him, the lifestyle.
And my dad loves the same girls as me. So me and my dad are just in heaven here. And everyone's smoking their indica and having a great time. You know how a Jamaican party would be.
Nygard's big facilities and in cloning operations down in the Bahamas and down in the Caribbean. And Epstein, the women are like, yeah, I was having babies for him. We don't know why. They were killing the babies and sucking all of their blood out, reproductive cells out, and injecting them into the veins and arteries of Peter Nygard. They start with an egg, then they go, well, we want a placenta. We want you to kill your baby at 4 weeks. We want the umbilical cord. Then they go, we actually want the baby. Now, these are 2 vampires that trafficking this, who did all this, reportedly thousands of babies. Total, they sold to other men like Bill Gates and others. And Epstein was doing it to at Zorro Ranch, reportedly, literally wanting to suck babies dry and pump it into these men's veins. He's just a guy like Epstein that gets it for the elites. This guy's a billionaire, but he's collecting this from black women to inject it in Bill Gates. Continue.
Billionaires are pouring money into this private city, built in one of the poorest, most dangerous countries in the world. It's called Prospera, and Honduras has virtually no control over it. The city runs like a business, with corporate income tax as low as 1%. And you can pay for anything, even your taxes, using Bitcoin. And now, some locals who live nearby are afraid that wealthy businessmen might take over their land.
They're right there, we right here. First coming to disappear will be ours.
But who are the people pouring money into this experiment? And can you really build a city without a government? Just off the coast of Honduras is the island of Roatan, which attracts thousands of tourists and deep-sea divers every year. Tucked away in this tropical paradise is Prospera. There are no road signs leading us to it, but the luxury architecture stands out from everything else. Construction is non-stop.
Behind me is Duna Residences, which is going to be the tallest building on Roatan. It's 14 stories high, and a studio apartment here is going to cost $80,000.
The city is part of a special economic zone created by Honduras to attract foreign investment. There are some houses available on Pristine Bay. The sprawling 400-acre property was built before Prospera, but some owners incorporated it into the special economic zone. There's a luxury resort, a golf course, and private residences. Around 120 businesses had registered here as of January 2023. The new companies include a gene therapy startup, a dive shop, and a Bitcoin education center. The new companies include a gene therapy startup,
I'm traveling to a remote island for an extreme medical procedure that could change the future of humanity. Humans have a 120-year ceiling, and so far, no one can punch through it. Gene therapy might be the answer. This is a journey in search of the fountain of youth.
Well, the science is actually pretty fascinating. Regular transfusions of the blood of a younger, physically fit donor can significantly retard the aging process.
The vampire going insane.
Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson.
He calls himself the world's most measured human.
He's spending $2 million a year on a team of 30 doctors.
To reverse aging.
It does appear to reverse the aging process.
Dr. Jesse Karmazin is talking about transfusions with the young blood from teenagers, and he says it just may turn back the hands of time.
There's pretty much people from most states, people from overseas, from Europe and Australia.
There have not been any published results, but the intriguing concept still found its way into pop culture.
It's my transfusion associate.
Dr. Karmazin says patients who have had it say they feel amazing, and he has seen evidence of reversing the aging process in rats.
Now, let's dive into one of the most controversial aspects of Brian Johnson's anti-aging regimen, his use of young blood transfusions.
This is me as a kid. This is a kid who was born with one of the effects of the gene therapy I'm about to do. In mice, when they received this gene therapy, they lived 30% longer. Let me back up and tell you how we got here.
In the shadow of the Caribbean lies Roatan, a hidden gem off the Honduran coast, shrouded in mystery. Beyond its breathtaking beaches and coral reefs, Roatan hides a secret venture, Prospera, an experimental zone for governance.
All this that you see is Prospera.
Prospera defies convention, crafting its own laws in a game of high geopolitical stakes against the Honduran government's backlash. I'm traveling to the heart of Prospera to find MiniCircle, a biohacking company rewriting the rules of wellness. Their target, follistatin gene therapy, a pioneering technology with the potential to improve muscle and strength, slow the speed of aging, and many more benefits. This treatment is not FDA approved in the US, which is why I'm traveling all the way to Prospera.
You hear about vampires, peasants all over the world, just regular people talking about what they were seeing and what was happening. At night, they come, they take children, they drink their blood. So then I began to study a little bit. I'm like, the British royalty are not British at all, not one drop of blood. In fact, they hate the British and the Irish and the Scots and train them to all kill each other. Because the Brits were the biggest group, they trained them to hate the Scots and the Irish, when it was all the same family. They weren't even German. They weren't even Saxe-Coburg-Gotha. They were Transylvanian. They were the House of the Dragon, Dracul. And the main line, direct descendant of Vlad the Impaler, the real Count Dracula, is King Charles of His Britannic Majesty.
And behold, a great red dragon.
The red are the executives.
Critics say that unregulated transactions, low tax rates, and little to no government control could turn Prospera into a tax haven like the Cayman Islands, which is notorious for helping shell companies hide money. But perhaps the most controversial part about this city-state is the judicial system. Prospera has set up its own online court to settle disputes.
It's popular with many legal experts from Europe, from Australia, New Zealand, Central America, and the US, of course. One of them is a former Supreme Court Justice of Arizona.
Locals say this suggests that Prospera and its residents are above the law of the land. Louisa Connor was born and raised in this tight-knit community of 600 people.
We have 4 generations now, and ever since, we've been living a peaceful life within this community.
Residents here grow all the food that they eat.
Then we have the cocoa. These are coconuts.
And in the summer, they make coconut oil from scratch. It's a simple way of life that Louisa says is at risk.
If you need me, I'm there. If I need you, you're here. So we want to maintain that life. That is one of the reasons we start and to get organized.
She claims their actions have been hostile.
No one could enter. They had guards at the road that we couldn't go in. Not even you guys, if you had come in that time back then, they would not let you in. They had bulldog at the entrance of the pave, stopping any journalist that visited Crawfish.
She's especially afraid of a law that says Honduras has the right to take over land to expand the special economic zones. On this small island where tourism is the biggest industry, Roatan's Afro-Caribbean community, called the Garifuna, depend on it. I visited their village, Punta Gorda, about 11 miles northeast of Prospera.
Over the last 3 years, I've spent millions of dollars on a protocol to slow my speed of aging and even reverse the damage that's taken place. My team and I are constantly searching for groundbreaking new therapies, which is why I'm flying to a resort in the Bahamas owned by Tiger Woods and Justin Timberlake, where I'll be injected in all 6 of my major joints with 300 million stem cells, provided by a revolutionary company called Celcolab, with the aim to give me superhero joints, increased athletic performance, and eliminate all my aches and pains.
Because the quest for immortality is a profoundly spiritual pursuit, the vampiric global elite desperately needs your consent, whether conscious or subconscious, just as a vampire needs to be invited in. This is why they have to tell you.
Slater King, let's get to the question that everybody is dying for you to answer. Where have you been?
I guess I just needed to disappear for a little while. So I sort of bought an island.
An island?
Mm-hmm. It's a great place to bring friends. Nice to meet you, Frida. We're going to my island for a few days.
Do you guys want to come?
Did we just jet off to a billionaire's island with a bunch of strangers?
Oh, he's not a stranger. He's Slater King.
I can't tell you how healing it's been just to disconnect.
Phones, please. Wait, for real?
It's just better without the phones. I hope it's okay. This is my favorite one.
I think I'll survive.
We grow our own food. I wear the same thing every day.
So do you think it's weird that there's like clothes for us? I think it's just like rich. It's not what I thought it was gonna be.
What do you mean?
The legendary parties of Slater King. Please fight if I'm in danger. What day is it?
I don't know.
When are we leaving?
Whenever you want.
You okay? Dude, your eye. Can't you feel it? There's something wrong with this place. I've turned under my nails and I don't know how I got there.
Are you having a good time?
I feel like we're forgetting like a lot of stuff.
There's something weird going on.
Some things make you just forget. Where's Jess?
Who's Jess?
My friend. You remember her? Yes. But I don't remember her. Oh.
Who's there?
I'm going for the phones. Keep a lookout. Oh my God.
What are we gonna do about you?
We need to find out what's really going on.
It's a really special place.
So he gets these supermodels, gorgeous women, gorgeous black women, as beautiful as they get, to be impregnated and to live at his medical facility so that he could get the baby, his baby, and suck all of its cells out and inject them because he thought if it was his son or daughter, it had better cells. And when he said black women have this gift, it's true that black people in the genetic testing are like the original. And how does the ADL say it's anti-Semitic for black people who are related directly to King Solomon and King David, the line of Judah, to act like they don't know this? I'm not blaming Jews for this. I'm blaming the leftist ADL. To deny black Jews their heritage is a historic fraud. It's a damn historic fact. It's on Wikipedia. It's not even debated. He wants black women to get pregnant with his demonic ass, his mutant ass, and he literally then wants to get their essence and absorb it. Instead of having a beautiful kid, loving this woman, and seeing the child grow up and you live forever through that. No. You want to murder a black baby and suck its juices out so you live longer, you monster.
And behold, a great red dragon.
Operation Red Dawn.
The Red Media.
Have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat bread, and call not upon the Lord? There were they in great fear, for God is in the generation of the righteous. Ye have shamed the counsel of the poor, because the Lord is his refuge. Oh, that the salvation of Israel will come out of Zion. When the Lord bringeth back the captivity of his people, Jacob shall rejoice, and Israel shall be glad.
But we are called to fear no evil.
Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me.
Fear no evil.
Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
As we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. and God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away.
He's a healer, a savior.
All praises.
I am the resurrection and the life.
My heart was so tired.
So tired.
He brings joy.
He's a healer. He's a savior.
I will fear no evil.
Hallelujah.
I will fear no evil.
Shadow of death.
Hallelujah.
I will fear no evil.
My praises.
Okay. All right. I think that's the end of the video there, guys. But I really appreciate you guys for sticking with me on that, because that was a really long video. I had to do 2 parts for that. And yeah, that's some really depressing information to go over, man, if you think about it. Especially me being black, you know what I mean? But it's not stuff that I didn't already know most of that stuff to be actually true. So I've done my research on that for years. I remember listening to Young Pharaoh talking about that stuff years back, and I remember just watching Zeitgeist back in 08 or 09. Like, I've been hip to this stuff for so long, but I've never been able to really piece, like, you know, pieces together and different cultural events and the history and everything, because it's so hard to piece all the things together. But I think I have like a good picture of the history of this world, and especially how it plays with religion in terms of Christianity and Islam and Judaism, and how it's all been kind of constructed and fabricated to what it is today. So I'm going to do a deep dive research. I'm going to drop a lot of videos on this knowledge. So please, man, I encourage you guys and implore you guys, please watch my videos, man. I'm only starting to get started on this stuff, and I'm definitely going to get canceled like Young Pharaoh did at some point. But before that, I got to blow up. So I got to blow up first and get my bag first. You know how it is. You know what I mean? Got to do the thing. Got to do the research first. But once I put it in a concise and educational and informative and entertaining way, I think that this channel will really start to see some numbers and start to do some things. But until the meantime, please, man, I encourage you guys to like, comment, subscribe, do all that, because we're only going up from here, man. And things is getting crazy, but you know we're going to cover it here on this channel. It's a cool world. It's your boy Moose, and I'm out here. Peace.